and welcome to the Buck Stops here. Mamata Banerjee was sworn in as the Chief Minister of West Bengal for the second consecutive term. The massive ceremony, which saw huge parts of the city cut off, had very important visitors. The Chief Ministers of Bihar, UP and Delhi and political stalwarts Farooq Abdullah and Lalu Prasad Yadav also in attendance. Addressing the 20,000 plus people who came to see her being sworn in, Mamata called for a coalition of anti-BJP forces. Given her massive mandate in this assembly election, could she now become the rallying force for these forces? How will her opponents in the state respond to that formation if it happens at the centre?
The swearing in of the People's Chief Minister. Mamata Banerjee had 5,000 invitees to the event and chairs for 20,000 men and women off the streets, and they made a party of it. But these friends may have other plans for her. Momentum is gathering for UP 2017 and then the big one, 2019. And many among Mamata's guests want a strong anti-BJP axis by then.
There is every possibility of any front that might come which would save India. Sir, Federal Front का head कौन हो सकता है? There are a number of people. Mamata ji is also one of them.
हम लोग चाहते हैं कि जो समान विचारधारा वाला दल है, धर्मनिरपेक्ष दल है, भाजपा को, संघ परिवार को दिल्ली के गद्दी से उतारना बहुत लाजमी और जरूरी हो गया है.
Mamata Banerjee receiving the traditional obeisance, the Bengali obeisance of pranam from her ministers, seemed to say it was all still a lark.
I consider myself as a commoner, so I will help all of them. Tomra ho na.
Mamata Banerjee had every reason to be joking after her grand swearing-in ceremony was a major success, with leaders from across the country turning up. And if these masks are any indicator from the 2014 elections, then Mamata Banerjee may well aspire to the top job if the federal front takes shape.
So was Mamata Banerjee's swearing-in stage the birthplace of a front against the BJP? Jaitley, who was on stage, does not think so.
The federal front is a tested, tried and failed idea.
Song, dance and drum beats. Mamata Banerjee is Chief Minister for the second time in West Bengal. But she is certainly headed for a much bigger role in national politics. In Kolkata, with the entire bureau, Mamata Banerjee, NDTV.
Right, well, let's get to our discussion tonight, which is to talk about whether this anti-BJP force that Mamata Banerjee is talking about really has a future and whether it will be kicked off in West Bengal with that swearing in. We're going to be joined by the Trinamool, the left, the Congress from West Bengal, as well as the BJP, Sambit Patra with us, and Shekhar Gupta also in the studio. Sambit Patra, let me open this with you. It really is Mamata Banerjee's day today, a massive swearing in ceremony in Kolkata. We saw the finance minister in attendance as well, and everybody wishing her well on this day. Nonetheless, she's made an extremely provocative start to her second term by calling for a grouping of all these federal state leaders to join forces for an anti-BJP coalition. Do you think that has any future with Mamata Banerjee as the rallying force?
Let me first congratulate Mamata Banerjee and her party that they have formed the government for the consecutive second term. This is a federal structure in this country. We are a democratic country. So naturally, she can go ahead and say whatever politically she feels is possible in the future. But very politely, we would say that's not possible. Why that's not possible? Just remember, Maya, only a few days ago, a few months ago, in fact, when Arvind Kejriwal won, Delhi had become the center of rallying point. People were questioning us, is it possible that the federal structure, is it possible that all this federal coalition would start from Delhi itself? and that Modi government would be brought to an end in 2019. The similar question was asked in 2015 when Bihar was won by Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav. But then now we see that this question has shifted to Bengal and Tamil Nadu. So when we have too many cooks, it spoils the broth. It's a very famous saying. So when we have too many rallying points, no one rallies behind anyone. This is a known fact. As far as a combination of these coalition is concerned, look for a national coalition to come up. As has been pointed out by Mr. Arun Jaitley time and again, we need an anchoring party. A party in the national scenario has to anchor this coalition. And this anchoring party has to be a party which at least holds more than 100 seats in the Lok Sabha or in the parliament. We don't see any such party. If Congress would have become an anchoring point, then we would have had a discussion. But Congress today is in a slump. Congress is a party which is not having any future of its own. So naturally, who becomes or which party becomes the anchoring point is the moot question. Without an anchoring party, we do not see any future of such kind of coalition.
Right, okay, Sambit, let's take that to the Congress party as well. We have the West Bengal PCC chief O.P. Mishra joining us. He was also contesting against Mamata Banerjee in this election. Mr. Mishra, Sambit Patra saying that really it's all a lot of talk and not really any substance, this anti-BJP coalition that Mamata Banerjee is talking about. Presumably, it's not a non-Congress, non-BJP coalition, it's an anti-BJP coalition. Does the Congress have a role? Sambit Patra is making the charge that a party has to have at least 100 seats in the Lok Sabha for it to be able to provide some kind of substantial opposition, and the Congress certainly isn't in that position today.
So it's a Mamata's day, you rightly said, and then we did not attend the swearing-in ceremony. You may be aware that throughout West Bengal, in almost every bloc and every district of West Bengal, the opposition political parties, workers, supporters, sympathizers, they are being beaten up. Our party offices have been captured. In many places, candidates have been attacked. And in fact, throughout West Bengal, there is a lot of destabilization. We complimented and congratulated the government on the 19th. But at the same time, we had requested the state government to ensure law and order, maintenance of law and order. But then the Chief Minister failed to condemn the violence. He has also failed to rein in her over-enthusiastic supporters who are, trying to disturb peace. And so therefore we decided not to attend the swearing-in. One should not read much into so many leaders coming in. In fact, Trinamool Congress is deep in corruption. It's the BJP which is actually guiding the Trinamool Congress. It is the Saroda and Naroda, the two of the biggest scams to hit the country.
Yeah.
These are the connecting point between Trinamool Congress and the BJP.
Okay.
So we do not consider Trinamool Congress to be part of any secular front in the future.
Okay, Mr. Mishra, the Congress, as you said, boycotted today's swearing-in ceremony in Kolkata. We have with us of the Trinamool Congress as well, Sukhendu Shekhar, joining us now. Sukhendu, the Congress has made this very clear that they are not going to be a constructive opposition the way things stand. They haven't even come for the swearing-in. Nonetheless, you're talking about an anti-BJP coalition that's going to be taking birth really in Kolkata at the swearing-in ceremony. Do you think the Congress has a role in that kind of coalition? Does the Trinamool see it that way?
That depends upon the Congress leadership to decide. So far my party is concerned, from day one my leader Ms. Mamata Banerjee is advocating the cause of federalism and that the regional parties should join hands to espouse the cause of the federalism. Now, whether the CPM Congress combined join the swearing-in ceremony or not, that is neither here nor there. But the cacophony being created by CPM Congress combined in the name of law and order, etc., etc., these are all wild allegations. So far, our 12 workers have been killed by the CPIM goons and the Congress goons. And so the party, the Congress party, they are talking about corruption. They plundered the nation by way of Commonwealth Games 40,000 crores of rupees. By 2G scam, 1,76,000 crores of rupees they have plundered, and in coal scam they have plundered 1,85,000 crores of rupees. And that party of 2G and CG, they have forgotten Gandhiji, and they are talking about corruption against Trinamool Congress. And the people of Bengal have given them a good rebuff, and they have held and neglect to take lesson from the popular verdict, which the people of Bengal have once again they have shown in the recently held assembly elections in favor of Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool Congress.
All right, before we get to what the second term is going to really be for Mamata Banerjee in terms of challenges for West Bengal, Shekhar, I want to bring you in on comments as well on this issue. Mamata Banerjee talking about a first front, a federal front. You had Nitish, Kumar, Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh, Yadav, Farooq Abdullah, Lalu Yadav, all there at this swearing in. Are we seeing in a sense a replay of the creation of a third front, or we see this every election, some sort of non-Congress, non-BJP coalition, but this time she's very specifically talking about an anti-BJP coalition. So what does that mean for the other national parties?
There are two things here. One, what Samit Patra says is right. There can be no national front or national coalition without an anchor party. An anchor party has to have a large number of seats. 100 may or may not be the minimum number, but sounds like at least a minimum number. But at least the party should have a footprint in 4, 5, 6 states. And 1 or 2 of them must be large states. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I know that bad expressions have been used about these groupings. Rajiv Gandhi once said national affront. He said this is not national front but national affront. That is going too far. But it's very difficult to unite everybody on the slogan of anti-BJPism or anti-Congressism, as used to be the case in the past, without a leader. Because coalitions are made not so much as much by who you can go with as by who you cannot go with. So Mayawati and Samajwati can't go together. Left and Mamata cannot go together. Right? This is a
but it's also in a sense what we saw when the campaigns for the assembly elections were going on. You had the Congress and left trying to form alliances in West Bengal at each other's throats in Kerala. So you have all those issues.
But national alliance, national challenge is something else. And if you don't have a national challenger, see, you have to be realistic. You may BJP may lose Bengal, it may not have any presence in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, but nationally Narendra Modi continues to be very popular leader.
And also they've seen a vote share rise across.
National elections are now beginning presidential elections. So it is possible to put together a challenge against Narendra Modi and BJP, but you will have to have a strong prime ministerial candidate, and you will have to have an anchor party. You can't say democracy will decide who the prime minister will be. I don't think people of India are very non-ideological now. They are not going to buy any of that.
Okay, that's an interesting point. The left, I want the left to come in on this. The people of India are not looking at ideology now as far as their political leaders are concerned. They want deliverables in a sense.
What's in it for me?
Yeah, exactly. What's in it for us? The deliverables that the voter is looking at. I want Satrup Ghosh of the left to come in on this as well and talk about whether the left can see any chance of any of these parties becoming that anchor party that we're talking about here.
See, what we have seen in our country for the last 2 decades almost, that whenever a regional party, be it anyone, be it Mamataji's party or whoever else's party, whenever a regional party wins an assembly election, then the immediately next target that the chief minister sets for himself or herself is to become the prime minister in the forthcoming Lok Sabha election, after the Lok Sabha election. So this is not anything new, and I'm not saying that this is entirely wrong as well. But the problem with what Mamata Banerjee has said today is that she wants to take on the BJP apparently, but the problem with her is that her model of secularism is that she is part-time secular. I mean, she has been a seasonal crusader against communalism, whereas our fight is a perennial one. Our fight against communalism is a perpetual fight. That is the biggest problem. This is not the first time that we are hearing the term federal front. If you remember last year, when the nation was celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, at that time, last year, Congress had a program to celebrate Nehruji's birth anniversary in New Delhi, where they invited all the secular parties, the left, Mamata Banerjee's party, Lalu Prasad, Nitish Kumar, all of them were invited. When Mamata Banerjee was heading for that program, she was leaving Kolkata and she was, leaving for Delhi. she talked to the journalist. She said that I am going to Delhi. I am attending Nehruji's program to build a federal front to fight the BJP. She went to Delhi, attended the program. She spent 15 minutes in that program. Then she came out of that program, Congress's program. Then perhaps with the bright, ignited hope of fighting communalism, she straight away went to LK Advaniji's residence and had a long meeting, long discussion with him. So this is the brand of secularism that she has been practicing for all these years.